The 2024 Geico 500 races towards a nail-biting finish, where contenders' fates are sealed by split-second decisions and unforeseen crashes. As champions emerge and rivals falter, one question looms: who will master the fine line between disaster and victory at NASCAR's most unpredictable track? Well, what do you think? If you don't know the answer, then stay tuned to NASCAR Zone for all the thrilling updates and race highlights. But before we jump, hit that subscribe button. The 2024 NASCAR Geico 500 at Talladega Superspeedway stands as a highlight in the NASCAR Cup Series, drawing attention not only for its intense racing, but also for its significant place in the racing calendar. Talladega is renowned for its unique characteristics that set it apart from other tracks in the series. It's the largest and one of the fastest tracks, with a length of 2.6 miles and a layout that includes some of the steepest banking in motorsports. This setup not only tests the skill and bravery of the drivers, but also amplifies the unpredictability and excitement of the race. Racing at Talladega is synonymous with high speeds and close packs, where the difference between victory and disaster can be fractions of a second. The track's design encourages drafting, where cars line up directly behind one another to reduce air resistance and increase speed. This technique creates a spectacle of tightly grouped cars hurtling down the track at over 200 miles per hour, making it one of the most thrilling races for fans to watch. Additionally, the race's timing in the season often positions it as a pivotal moment for drivers vying for championship points, adding an extra layer of tension and competition to the already electrifying atmosphere. The 2024 Geico 500 was no exception, offering all the dramatic elements that fans have come to expect from a race at Talladega Superspeedway. From strategic gameplay to unexpected turns of events, it underscored why this race remains a cornerstone of the NASCAR series. The 2024 Geico 500 commenced with Michael McDowell in the coveted pole position, setting high expectations for a strong performance from Ford-manufactured cars. Ford vehicles, known for their efficiency and power on superspeedways, were particularly watched by enthusiasts and experts alike, anticipating a dominant display. McDowell, driving the number 34 Ford Mustang Dark Horse, represented Front Row Motorsports with hopes of converting this prime starting spot into a memorable victory. As the race unfolded over Talladega's expansive 2.6-mile track, the initial stages were marked by cautious yet strategic driving. Remarkably, the first two stages of the race proceeded without a single caution flag, a testament to the disciplined and calculated approach adopted by the drivers. Competitors kept close formations, largely avoiding risky maneuvers while conserving fuel, a critical component of race strategy at superspeedways, where maintaining momentum and staying within the draft is vital. Drivers began to abandon their earlier conservative strategies in favor of more aggressive tactics. Toyota-based drivers in particular ramped up the pressure by opting to draft aggressively. This bold move was a strategic gamble aimed at overcoming the Ford's earlier dominance and potentially steering the race outcome in their favor. The pace escalated rapidly, transforming the race into a high-speed chess game where every move and countermove could lead to dramatic shifts within the pack. A critical moment in the 2024 Geico 500 was a dramatic crash involving Bubba Wallace, John Hunter Nemechek, and Erik Jones, which significantly altered the complexion of the race. The incident occurred during the aggressive final stages, as drivers were shifting gears to position themselves advantageously for a sprint to the finish. Wallace, Nemechek, and Jones, all drafting tightly together in an attempt to leverage aerodynamic efficiency, found themselves entangled in a mishap that underscored the fine line between tactical brilliance and calamity at Talladega. This incident was particularly impactful because it not only removed several strong contenders from the race, but also reshuffled the dynamics among the remaining drivers who now had to navigate a disrupted field. Erik Jones bore the brunt of the collision and was subsequently taken to a local hospital for further evaluation after initial treatment at the Infield Care Center. Fortunately, reports later confirmed that his injuries were not life-threatening, but his hospitalization highlighted the inherent risk associated with high-speed racing, especially at a track as demanding as Talladega. This incident not only influenced the immediate race strategy for the surviving competitors, but also had broader implications for team tactics in future superspeedway events, where managing risk often becomes as crucial as maximizing speed. Tyler Reddick emerged as the standout winner of the 2024 Geico 500, securing his first victory of the season in a race marked by both strategy and serendipity. Driving for 23XI Racing, Reddick showcased his skill and composure under pressure throughout the event. His path to victory was highlighted by a crucial moment during the final laps of the race. As the pack jostled for position, Michael McDowell attempted a late block on Brad Keselowski, which resulted in McDowell spinning and causing a significant disruption among the trailing cars. This incident effectively cleared the way for Reddick, who managed to steer clear of the chaos and maintain his lead. Capitalizing on this opportunity, he demonstrated excellent control and speed to stay ahead of the aggressive pack behind him and cross the finish line first. Brad Keselowski, driving the number 6 Ford for Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing, experienced a mix of frustration and achievement at Talladega. Coming into the race with a 108 race winless streak hanging over his head, Keselowski was desperate for a win. Wait, before we cover this, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for each update. So, he nearly achieved his goal, finishing in a hard-fought second place. Throughout the race, Keselowski was a constant presence at the front of the pack, showcasing his experience and strategic acumen. His performance at Talladega was a testament to his perseverance and skill, and although he fell just short of ending his winless streak, his runners-up finish reinforced his status as a formidable competitor in the series. Noah Gragson, driving for Stewart Haas Racing, achieved a career milestone by securing a third-place finish, his best yet in the NASCAR Cup Series. Gragson's performance at Talladega was particularly noteworthy given the challenging nature of the race and the level of competition. His ability to navigate the high-stakes environment of superspeedway racing, especially in the chaotic final stages, spoke volumes about his growing prowess and potential. Gragson's drafting skills were on full display, allowing him to stay in contention and capitalize on the opportunities that arose from the race dynamics. This result not only provided a significant confidence boost, but also positioned him as a young driver to watch in future races, potentially hinting at more successes to come in his burgeoning career. Michael McDowell's race began with promise as he started from the pole position, indicating a potential for high performance. However, his decision to execute a late race blocking maneuver had dire consequences, both for himself and several other drivers. Attempting to defend his lead against Brad Keselowski's advancing Ford, McDowell's block, resulting in him losing control and spinning, triggering the big one, a massive crash that involved multiple vehicles.